it's Brad. We're up in the hills outside of Monte San Savino, and it is a super chilly, blustery day. And we're up here with Paolo Capitani from Capitani Real Estate from Siena, and we're looking at a villa. It's about 300 square meters, about 3,200 more or less square feet. Has a cantina down below. It's in very good condition. It has a swimming pool. It has a beautiful view and a nice deck off of the living room, which is very ample. You're about to go see it, so you'll see everything I'm talking about very shortly. And the interesting thing about this house was it was actually built with stones from an old monastery ruin that's just up the hill here. So let's get out of the wind. I'm going to take you a quick little tour around the outside, and then we'll get inside and see this house and see what you get for 799,000 euros asking price here in Tuscany, just outside of Monte San Savino. Stonework is fabulous. Look at all the different fireplaces the house has too. So this is the main driveway coming in, electric gate down at the bottom. Swimming pool's over this way. We'll get to it later. Yard and stuff hasn't been clipped up. It's not being actively lived in, but it's very well maintained. And then let's just real quickly, this is a nice front porch for summertime away from the sun. This would be north facing. This is kind of east facing over here. Excuse me. So all of this is the yard. It goes all the way around. We'll get a better view from inside. This is the kitchen. You can come out into this garden area. There's a couple levels down, then your driveway, and then even farther down the street. But even these trees that haven't bloomed yet over here, these taller ones, is on your property. So it's a fairly good sized piece of land. A beautiful pine here. Unfortunately, it's so windy it knocked a big bird's nest, a gigantic bird's nest over there on the ground. This was all put together in 1975. You can always tell in Italian houses because this was super popular in the 70s, these light fixtures. You'll see them in tons of houses here. I think it was like a law, you had to have them. But look how pretty this is. What a great place this would be in the summertime to sit out, and the one in the back as well, to sit out here and have wine with friends and some food and stuff. Nice open loft, beautiful roof, beautiful. I was just about to say, I wonder where my wife got to.
Hi guys.
I don't know if I told you, someone commented the other day, we were doing tours with Naima and you, and they said, who are the women in there? I said, well, one is my wife, that's why I introduced her as my wife, and the other one obviously is a real estate agent, that's why she gives out her real estate email. Look at this place.
Yeah.
Really nice. Look at the stove. I got ADHD or whatever it's called. You show me a nice stove or a squirrel and I totally forget what I'm doing. Look at that pipe going all the way up. It's like a 4.5 meter. I bet you at this peak, from down here to that peak up there, I bet you that's close to 6 meters. That'd be about 20 feet. Yeah, it's gotta be. Love the fireplace.
I know.
What a great big room.
I like it because it's open.
Yeah.
You know?
If only they could punch through to the kitchen, but you can't because you saw how thick the walls are.
No.
Speaking of kitchens, let's go ahead and go back there, babe.
Okay. Wow. Look at this furniture.
Yeah, it's nice.
And this is the kitchen.
Wow, look at this old style farm door. Hey, Italian kitchen. Big, beautiful house.
Well, I personally will lose the table
Yeah,
and put more cabinets there,
right.
I think.
Yeah, because there is no cabinets here.
Yeah.
None. You just have that little bit of shelving but
No.
yeah, no, this definitely needs a remodel.
Yeah,
This is your door again to go outside. And let's see here. A full bath. Everything's in good shape. Now, I had previewed the house before I started filming, and I think I understand what's going on over here. This valve, I think, is a blow valve for the radiator, and it's shooting out steam. Now, inside these things, you never want to open one of these things up. They're disgusting inside, all rusty and dirty and nasty. This is blowing a little bit here. That's why you can see it's clean here, and the steam probably is coming up. Some's dripping down. I think that's what's going on here, but probably not a huge fix. These only cost a couple €100. So we're going to take a second here. I filmed this in a Obi, which is their version of Home Depot in Italy. And you can see the radiators are 150, 160, 200, just depends on the size. And it's not expensive to have someone come in and switch out a radiator. Plumbers are much cheaper here. It might be 100 to 150 euros. Windows. Boy, that's really thick glass. I wouldn't change them. That's not like the little cheapy glass. That's very thick glass. So that's nice. Actual kind of closet.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, really spacious.
Who knew?
Good to know.
Interesting fact. There's not a word in Italian for closet. That's not true. I was just kidding.
My God.
We're going to go down. Let me spin real fast. This doorway goes down to the cantina. Cantina. So this actually is not a cantina. This is part of the house. But it would take some fixing up down here. They're drying their meat. Look at that. Look at all that. Sorry, you can't see it that well. Look at that. Yum. So this goes right back outside. Wood storage, there's your gas tanks. This goes up to that nice back deck off of the living room. You can pull your car all the way into here. This is where they were salting the meat. Interesting, I've never seen that really done. And more storage and more rooms. This will probably be locked. Yeah. So, laundry room. So it's not really a cantina, but it's not super finished out. That door goes outside. This is your heating. Goes on and on. This looks like from when they remodeled in 1975, probably. These are all doors. You don't throw anything out in Italy. You save it from lawn equipment, etc., so forth. All right, let's get back upstairs and finish the tour. When you come to southern Tuscany, remember you can come and stay in one of our 17th century apartments in Montepulciano. Not only are the highest rated apartments in town, we can introduce you to the best wineries and restaurants to take your vacation to the next level. We'll see you soon at TuscanPalace.com. This goes out. I will go show you this right now, though, because this is pretty special. Roof is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So your swimming pool is down over here. It hasn't been opened up for the year. You probably, if I'm not showing you now or showed you sooner, later, I'll show you the video of that. All this land is yours, over to those olive trees and things, all the way down here. Goes down a couple levels. Definitely want to get someone to be checking this out. That wouldn't be a huge repair, but it'd be, I mean, that'd be some money.
Yeah.
I bet you'd be up in the 5 digits to get that beam replaced, maybe. Depends how much rebuilding you would have to do. But very beautiful out there.
Yes. The view.
Yeah. Okay, guys, back inside. Big bedroom. So this is one of 4 bedrooms?
4. Yes.
Very nice. Another full bath. Boy, that's a funny setup for the tub. I always imagined they had to raise that somehow to get the plumbing for the drain in something. Otherwise, why would you bother doing that? And have a step and then another step. I mean, who knows? Kind of hokey lights. Hokey, there's a colloquial expression. They're just ad hoc. They're just put up there. I mean, obviously those aren't supposed to be the lights for this room. But nice, you could put a queen-size bed in here. Needs to be looked at. Might be a little issue with like a drain outside or something. It's causing a little moisture, a little water or something right there. But overall, everything looks pretty good. All right, let's get upstairs. So we're back into the big living room.
Yes.
Hey, hey, hey. Now I have to change my advertising notes. Boy, they got a lot in here, huh?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
there's 60 art.
I noticed that.
All right. And then you have Jesus. They got it all. I guess that's just their preferred lighting in this house. It's kind of weird. It's a nice big space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here's your 4th bedroom, babe?
4 bedroom, yes.
Wow. Again, very, very unusual unless this was a steam sauna. This is a wet shower. So there's your shower there. I would put at least a small cabinet around it so you're not getting water absolutely everywhere. And then there's another deck out here. Did you open that up, babe?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you guys wonder why she's walking around in videos. Wow, babe, look at the view.
I know.
Much better view of the pool from up here.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Little green.
Well,
Hasn't been, I was telling them, it hasn't been serviced yet.
yes.
Hasn't been open for the season. So let's take a trip right now down by the pool. I said it hasn't been open for the season. If you wanted someone to come and service this pool, it would probably cost you about 60 euros per visit. My friend that lives here has a pool, and this is actually her pool right here on the right side. She keeps it open and clean all year long, but she can't swim in it. It's just much too cold here unless you heat a pool, but then that's very expensive because gas and electricity are much more expensive here. So you can't afford to keep a pool this big hot all year. But you can't afford to keep it clean all year, and I think it looks much nicer that way. Well, guys, that's about it for this house. I mean, the house is in very good shape. The bones are solid, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, big piece of land. I mean, it's at least an acre or more. It has a swimming pool. We got beautiful views up here. I mean, look at this view back behind me. And $799 asking price. A lot of houses here, you know, people don't move in Italy like they do in the U.S., constantly moving from one town to another town and then back again and then to a new town. People tend to stay where they're at. So generally speaking, when you see houses like this, it is someone who has moved on, if you know what I mean. Someone has passed, maybe a probate sale, not just necessarily, oh, we got to move to Milan for my job, so now I'm selling my house. Things in Italy also don't sell that quickly. You may have seen stuff online that you've been looking at for 2 years now, and it's still available. So anyway, the asking price is $799. There's some work to do, but it's nothing major. I mean, the one big beam we talked about downstairs, little stuff like that radiator blowing rusty steam, that's an easy fix. I'm sure it's an easy fix. You didn't want to have it checked, of course, but that's an easy fix. Little watermarks on some of the ceilings, but overall, this house is in good shape. If you're interested, write Paolo Capitani of Capitani Real Estate in Siena. We're about 10 minutes outside of Monte San Savino. We're not too far from the A1. We're not too far from where I live in Montepulciano. And this is a great place here in Tuscany. And this is what things kind of sell for here. But always try to make your best deal. People, I think, expect to come down a little bit, you know? So things are kind of priced accordingly. So make your best offer, and maybe you get this really nice house, and it'd be a heck of a place to live. I can tell you, especially with this view and the swimming pool, it'd be really nice. All right, Olivia says goodbye, and we'll see you guys soon on Brad's World. Ciao.